So some of you guys may know I work for Red Falcon, and one thing that I did somewhat recently is I picked 12 tracks and I swapped the off-road and the regular road to create brand new experiences. And this is the release video, and I'm going to talk a bit about like what I did for each track. So starting for Mario Kart Stadium, some adjustments had to be made so the track would be like more bearable. You can't just stick to the off-road the whole time, so I added some boost panels, but also just from the spirit of the mod being about adding more off-road to places, I didn't want to like do it entirely, so there are some spots where you are going to be going through the grass because that's just kind of what the mod is about. Falk wanted harder CPUs, so I tried to make the CPUs as good as possible. I made them take all the inside lanes and they spend as little time in the off-road as possible. Generally speaking, I just would swap the textures, the road textures and the grass textures, but in cases like this where Mario Kart Stadium has like a different concrete texture used in like the out of bounds decoration area, I use that instead because it looks a bit nicer. I tried to add item boxes and coins to be around where they were in the original track, just in the off-road now. These CPUs are actually cracked because they don't have to worry about like drifting. Their handling stats is insane. They can take like any lines they want pretty much. Fourth, that's no good. So the next one I did was Bone Dry Dunes, and this one's pretty cool. You're gonna see like in a lot of these tracks, boost panels and these ramps. These are like objects. Boost panels themselves, generally speaking, aren't objects. They're part of the model. But the boost panels from Paris Promenade are actually very, very helpful for stuff like this. So that means I can just place them down. And I don't have to edit the model, which is really nice. The mini-maps were really annoying to create, but also really fun. Because mini-maps in Mario Kart Deluxe are just images, which is probably what you'd expect. The reason why I'm even making a big deal about that is because of Mario Kart Wii, the mini-maps are 3D models. I took a screenshot and I traced around what all the off-road is, and then so I basically had to draw the mini-map myself. That's one thing about it being a 3D model in Mario Kart Wii, is you can just take the model for the road and then delete everything else, and there's your mini-map. I blocked off the other route. Hey, let's get a good look. There it is there. I blocked it off. You can still reach it if you want to just drive around the sign. I didn't delete the checkpoint. You can go there if you really want. I just didn't want people to go down there because there's no regular road. It's just off-road. Next up, we have N64 Mario Raceway. Now, this track is not in Mario Kart 8 normally, but you guys might remember my first custom track for this game was N64 Mario Raceway. I did a video on it when Track Studio, the editor we used, was new. I made this track in a couple of days, and I decided, you know what, this has a lot of off-road. This would be really good for this video concept. These mountains are so funny. I should have made them sticky road. I didn't understand how to do sticky road when I made this, but now I understand how to do sticky road. Sticky road is like what they use in like Wario's Gold Mine when they have the drops. All of these tracks, I released them on the Mario Kart 8 wiki. I don't really like using Game Banana because Game Banana has some weird rules and just the user base is kind of weird. People will just like re-upload other people's mods and just call them like improved version. It's like we're like trying to improve someone else's, like when you like air quote fix people's art. It's just like well, it's on the wiki, you know, for that kind of stuff would get taken down, and like you can submit it as like an update to the track. I also just think the wiki is better for searchability because the wiki is separated. You can like search by like what game the track originally came from and stuff like that. Whereas on Game Banana, like after like 2 weeks, your like submission is obsolete because no one's gonna be able to find it. So I made a mistake with Moo Moo Meadows, but it actually ended up being pretty cool. Also, the minimap is so funny on this one. So I accidentally made the edges trickable, which I'm not sure how I managed that, and that's quite nice for 200, or if you're like using a mushroom, whatever, I guess. Come on, can we get the trick? Yeah, look at that. And then I also added this mushroom shortcut, even though you can just go around the plant, it's whatever, and hit it with a red shell. Because this section is kind of annoying, so I was like, you know what, let them go up. The glider is pretty generous. You can like just about get up there, get the double box. But I wanted you to be crawling through the off-road a lot in this track because, you know what, it's a meadow. We got rid of most of the grass. The cows don't have anything to eat. Look at them trying to eat the dirt. Sucks for the cows. Oh, cows. How are we doing? Next up was GBA Mario Circuit. This had grass and sand. I decided to change it to the two road types in this track, wood and road. It looks really dumb. And then this elevated part is actually its own object because they need to have like the animation in the intro, so that's why they made it its own object. The tires are actually way more annoying because normally you'd be zooming through them, but now you got to kind of go around them. It's really finicky and weird. I don't know if I like this one as much. I feel like I shouldn't have combined the wood and the road. It looks so bad. Let me know in the comments which Mario Kart Deluxe mod of mine should I release next. I've already released the geometry track that I made. I also released McDonald's. Maybe I should do a video on McDonald's. I feel like Dry Dry Desert is just such an obvious pick for this because it's the track by far with the most off-road in the game. You start on the outside, but I try to make it so there's points on the track where half the CPUs will cross over through the off-road and go to the inside route since it's much faster. So you got to try and make your way over to that inside route as well. The best way to do it without losing speed is probably through the sinkhole. This is one where I didn't have to add any ramps or do any workaround to anything really. It was just kind of focusing on making the CPUs as good as they can be. Pretty sure I made it impossible for them to cross back over. So every lap more and more of them should be coming over to the inside route. When I was making this track, I actually couldn't beat the CPUs, so I had to nerf them. Donut Plains 3 is kind of a meh track, but it also had enough off-road that again, we could start in the off-road, which is nice rather than having to put a boost panel at the start. Oh, Luigi shouldn't have done that. Oh, Luigi, silly man. Try playing better next time, Luigi. Royal Raceway. Again, I really like this track, and again, I found some concrete outside of the track to steal a little bit of off-road you gotta traipse through, although you can stick to the sides, although it's pretty difficult. And I made the glider kind of veer you off to the right here, because normally it kind of like forces you down into the middle of the road. So I was like, well, I'll pick a side. So then I could do a ramp leading over to here, and I thought that was cool. Also, I should have totally made this a double box. So for the shortcut, you want to be on the outside, and I put a glider ramp over here. Whee! Come on, this is so cool. I should have made it a cannon glider, because I don't think that's as fast as it is. Here we are in DK Jungle. This one, it's kind of got off-road along the sides of the track, or now regular road along the side of the track, which is why I picked it as one of the 12 to do. And then the temple is just all mud, and the temple is horrible, because in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you can't hold a drift through off-road with a boost panel. In Mario Kart Wii, you can. Cool stuff going on here. I wanted to extend that glider section. Dude, land, Inkling. Whee! I don't know why Falk was struggling with that part so much in his video. Like, I don't really see what the difficulty is in that section. I'll be honest, I did this one as a joke. I didn't think Falk would be able to beat this one, but I'm pretty sure he did end up coming first on it, which is kind of insane. You're literally just stuck to these edges, and it's just a straightaway, which makes it an absolute item hell. I guess when you get ahead, it's pretty easy to stay there. I added more item boxes around the outside, but like, yeah. Also, the item boxes are smaller, which is why they look so glitchy. Because there's not really much space to put items at, so, you know. GBA Cheese Land is another one that's just so obvious for something like this. The ending section, there's so much off-road. Like, you can do some big damage if you have a golden in that ending section, you know? It's okay to drive this one. There's a few really narrow spots, though, like this. I should have really taken the other path so I could be on the inside. Luigi was being smart there. Luigi, get out of here. No! Not going well, dude. Oh my god! It's so cramped! Oh my god, this is what we needed. This is what we needed. Go on, oh. Hit him! Hit him! Hit him! Hurry up! Yes! Yes! Get out of here, Luigi. Alright, finishing things off. I mean, it's Toad Circuit. Maybe a bit of an anticlimactic finale. Maybe that's why Falk decided to do it out of order. The grass I stole from GBA Mario Circuit, because I was like, I'm not having a solid color for the road. I had to change the grass, like, because the grass is normally a solid color. If not UV mapped in a way that means I could just put a road texture in, it would look really weird. So I made the grass and sand like solid gray instead of solid yellow and green, and then the road texture, which actually is detailed, I decided to swap it out with a detailed grass texture instead. Maybe the solid green, honestly, would have looked a bit better. Would have looked more consistent. Toad Circuit gets too much hate, dude. Toad Circuit is a fun track. Now, if you disagree, you're wrong. Get out of here! Like the video first, though. Yeah, I was talking to you, not the shell. Get over it.